Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Tysus, and it is an NNN show slash Nintendo Historia, which we're talking about the life and times, or, the Wii U, and this is the third sort of chapter in the Wii U Autopsy for Nintendo Historia. But as I've said before, we are living through history all the time, and this is sort of an end of an era for the Wii U. Of course, there will be more games released for it, but production's round up now. No more consoles have been made. And Breath of the Wild is Nintendo's last game that they've confirmed. So, really, the Wii U has about 3 weeks to go in terms of official games coming out from Nintendo. And it is a very, I guess, a sad time for the Wii U. And I'm here to talk about my own personal thoughts about the console. Um, so yes, I got it at launch, and this little guy, and I was very interested in the gamepad. I was very interested to see what this thing is like, and it still feels comfortable. I still think the Pro controller is the best thing. That was the best sort of control that I felt for a long time. And the console itself is, it was cute. It was smallish. Looked, it's definitely heavier than the Wii. It felt like it was packing a bit more beef into it, and a good amount of USB and SD stuff, and of course the couple on the back and the Wii backwards compatibility was very handy. And I think at the beginning of the launch, I played a bit of Nintendo Land, but I wasn't too keen on it. Super Mario Brothers U, I liked. It was a good game, but I sort of quickly forgot about it because there was a lot of games like that. It was very similar to the Wii one, and there was one on the 3DS with gold coins. So it didn't really feel that much the same. And the same thing with 3D World and Land. They were kind of similar, just, adding new Mario ability, and that was sort of it. But still well-polished games. The games that I think kind of saved the launch period, because obviously there were big droughts during the Wii U period. Nano Assault Neo and Zen Pinball 2 were the two games that sort of saved me. And I played a lot of those games, which was awesome. And Zombie U, which was a great Ubisoft game that was sort of very old school survival horror sort of games. And I played them a lot, and I really enjoyed playing those type of games, and it sort of kept me going, those sort of fast sort of games. And those were the games at first during the Wii U era that I had enjoyed. I think as time went on, other games that I enjoyed were Splatoon and Super Mario Maker. I talked about them being the successors of the Wii U. And I probably haven't played as much Splatoon as I would have liked, but I will definitely be playing more of it on the Switch. And for Super Mario Maker, I did some really cool levels in there. And I played a stack of levels by other people, and I really enjoyed that too. So that was cool as well. Of course, my most played games was Mario Kart 8 and Xenoblade Chronicles X. And we'll talk about Mario Kart 8. And oddly enough, I play better in Mario Kart 7 than I do 8. But I still feel that 8 and Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U are the two most polished games of this series. So that was a success for the Wii U's, that they really mastered their franchises and really laid down some great groundworks for the future in terms of they've really nailed how the game should look and play. Smash Brothers, I enjoyed, and buying the amiibos over time, and that was fun. That was part of the Wii U era, was the amiibos, and that was, I think, something that we will remember during that period too. And the NFC reader, of course, on your gamepad, that was used as a fairly nifty feature. But Mario Kart 8, I really enjoyed it. I loved the download content, courses, and you get a lot of courses and characters, which I loved and enjoyed. I've been playing it lately, and I will obviously get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with some new characters and a decent actual real battle mode coming out. I'm saying too many ums today. But with the Mario Kart franchise, I played a lot more of 7 than I did 8, which I sort of regret now. But seeing that it's coming out for the Switch, I'm not too upset. The game that I played for probably about 100 hours in a month was the Xenoblade Chronicles X. It was the first, open world game that I played since Skyrim. And I've played, 2 or 3 more open world games since then, the past year. So it's been busy for me, gaming wise, on a rival console. And Xenoblade Chronicles X. Oddly enough, I didn't really enjoy the first game. I played it on the Wii, and it's just, I liked the storyline, but the gameplay was a bit, nothing really interesting to see in the open world. Here it was about mechs and more of a science fiction feel, and I just loved the world and how big it was, and the music was great too. And I sunk so many hours into that last Christmas. That was all I did, was just eat, worked, and played that game. That was the 3 main things I only did during that period. And it's still probably my favorite Wii U game. That one, sort of sitting next to Mario Kart 8 and those early games that I mentioned before. So that was a big thing for me, and I will obviously picking up the next Blade game. That's coming out for the Switch, Chronicles 2, which would be interesting to see how they work it out with that. But I guess for me, for the Wii U era, I enjoyed the gamepad at first. I thought it was good fun. It was like a novelty thing. And, I tried to play it in bed, but the problem is the wall reception cuts it out half the time. And you couldn't really move the gamepad as much around as you think you could. Which is obviously, corrected with the Switch, because now you can take they're putting the actual console inside of this, and you can take it around with you. So they're sort of duct taping these two. Oh, that's what the Switch is. They're duct taping these 2 pieces together and souping it up. And that would be the way to do it. Now, what was the other things that I wanted to talk about? The other things. I think the other part about the era was the amiibos. And I'll show some amiibos in the box too. Why not? So, I should have edited this out, but who cares? But, some of these amiibos, some of them were created very nicely, or a little limited editions, like that one, or the Gold Mario, where I sat out at a Target store at 7 o'clock in the morning, or 8 o'clock, or they came in very cute looks, like that. So I think that's part of that Wii U era, is the rise of amiibos and things like that, and that was part of the excitement to building them up, and I ended up buying 70 of them, so they got a good $1,000 out of me. So that was a fun sort of period for the Wii U too. And this box is a little dusty, a little old. This is the basic pack, which I couldn't get the deluxe, I couldn't quite afford it, but still got the original box to this day, and the packaging was nice and all that sort of thing, and the discs had that fine little coat on the edges of them. Still the best feeling discs of all time. And I guess looking over all this, it's been a really interesting time to sort of look back and reflect on the era of the Wii U. And to be honest, if I had to choose between the 3DS or the Wii U, I would choose the 3DS. I think the 3DS had far more better third-party games. It had the Virtual Console with the 2. It had Pokemon on, it had Monster Hunter, it had a more variety of games, and it had Street Pass, which was a big feature, you know, interacting with people and meeting up with them. But I personally enjoyed the Wii U, but I feel like it will be an era where I'll look back and see as an era that I interacted with with Nintendo Ninja News and played some really great polished games in Smash Brothers with the Wii U and Mario Kart and Splatoon and things like that. But I will look back with it with some fond memories, but also too eager to see if Nintendo can right the wrongs of the Wii U. It is not my favorite console, but some of the games there could be potential future franchises. And I think the lessons learnt by the Wii U helped create the Switch. Which something bad comes something good. And I think that is what the Switch will be. You know, without the Wii U, you probably wouldn't have a Switch console. So, that is all my thoughts on the Wii U generation and things like that. I'm sure that I can think of so much more to talk about its pros and cons and problems and things like that. But these are my personal thoughts on what I felt about the Wii U. So, that's it for me, and I shall see you later on.